State's booting up after yesterday's news for the LSU basketball program. 3 of their top veterans announcing they are coming back. It started yesterday morning with Darius Days. Javonte Smart was next, and then Trendon Watford, the All-SEC freshman who averaged 17 and 7 as a first-year player for Will Wade, and his crew is coming back for year 2. Put that together alongside the stellar recruiting class that LSU was able to bring in and haul in through the 2020 cycle, and you've got yourself a top 20 basketball program heading into the preseason. Head coach of that crew is Will Wade. He's back with us here on Off the Bench. Boot up, sir. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. I'd imagine that yesterday's news was obviously great for you guys. What was the feedback that Trendon got from the workouts that he needed to work on in another season in college basketball?
You know, all 3 of them went through a good process. You know, Days has been back with us for probably the last 3 weeks working out. And, you know, I've talked about this before. There's a seriousness and a different attitude that comes when you go through these processes. And that's what I like for our guys to go through them. And Days has just been so locked in on his body and on his shooting and on the little things from the feedback he got in the interviews. And then obviously Javonte got some great feedback as well, which I know is going to serve him well as he positions into a leadership role with our team. And then Trendon got a ton of feedback, and you know, Trendon, you know, let's not sit here and pretend if it wasn't COVID going on right now and it wasn't a totally different draft process than before, you know, we probably don't have all 3 guys back. We may get 1 of the 3 back. We may have 2 of the 3 back, but I'm pretty certain we don't have 3 of 3 back. And you know, Trendon had a tough decision. He had some real solid options, but he felt like his best option was to come back and make himself a higher draft pick where he can have some more guarantees with his career. But you know, I mean, Trendon had a tremendous freshman season for us. He in my opinion, he was as good as he wasn't doing as many things from the middle of the floor and the elbow, which made his assist to turnover ratio. I mean, he's a playmaker. Yeah. He can make somebody who can make plays for us, and you know, that's going to propel him into being a very, very high draft pick. In my opinion, it's going to make our team. It's going to make our team very, very good.
It's also on you to bring in a top 5 recruiting class, and you did that. Now that you have those pieces around him, do you find that you can put him into a natural position where you maximize his talent?
Yeah, you know, we can put it. You know, and you know, people forget. You know, Javonte had a heck of a year, and you know, I know he's the best point guard returning in the SEC, and I think he's one of the 3 best point guards in the entire country. I know I wouldn't trade him for anybody. And, you know, it was an adjustment for him, you know, the non-conference. If you look at Javonte's conference stats, he played as well as anybody. He's a first-team all-league player if you look at his conference stats. And, you know, we've just got to carry that through the season. But certainly, you know, we've added 2 7-footers. Well, one of them's about 7'1", going on 7'2". But we've added, you know, Josh Gray and Brian Penn Johnson. We've added some big guys, so we'll be able to play guys a little bit more naturally. We're still going to play. I mean, we stumbled on some good stuff with that small ball, especially offensively. It's very, very difficult to guard, and we're still going to do some of that. But you've got to. I was explaining to somebody yesterday. It's like when you play golf, you got to have a 60-degree wedge, and you've got to have, you know, you got to have some different clubs that you can use. You may not need them every game. You may not need them every hole, but you're going to need them if you're going to have a good season and a good round. And so, you know, we've got that with the bigger kids. We're going to be longer. We're going to be more athletic. You've got Sharif O'Neal. You've got Josh LeBlanc, both long, athletic guys. And so, you know, you add those guys with the talented freshmen. Eric Gaines has been extremely, extremely impressive in workouts. Jalen Cook is just very, very solid, plays low to the ground, very sturdy and steady. And then Imwani Wilkinson's been tremendous. And then you've got an awesome talent like Cam Thomas. I was walking through the gym yesterday afternoon, picking up my briefcase to head back over to the office, and Cam had come back in for a second workout. He was just shooting on the gun by himself. The gun's our shooting machine. He had shot 400. He had made 400 threes at 84%. on the gun. So that helps. That'll help some of our shooting.
That'll make a coach look good.
Yeah, it also helps them. Some playmaking.
Yeah.
When Javonte kicks the ball to him, he's going to knock it down. When Trendon kicks the ball to him, he's going to knock it down. And so we feel good about all those guys. We got to get Manning healthy, keep Manning healthy. He can be a real key piece for us as well. What's
a fair expectation on points per game on Cam in year one, being said that he's such a natural scorer?
We'll see. I mean, he's just got a knack for it. The one thing that he does at just an unbelievable clip is get to the free throw line and make free throws and be able to make things happen from the free throw line and draw fouls. And then you add on that his shooting. And, he can make very, very difficult shots, very, very difficult looks. So he's one of the elite scorers in the entire country. For any class, I think he's the best freshman scorer in the country, and quite possibly the best scorer in all the country. And so he'll be a tremendous player for us. He's very diligent. He's about his business, about his work. He's one of those guys. When we get in there to work out, he's sitting there waiting on everybody, and everybody else is kind of messing around for 5 minutes before the workout starts. He's standing where he's supposed to be, ready to do his ball handling. Like, let's get on with this. He's just very militant in a good way about his work and very diligent about what he does. So, it gives him a chance to be very, very successful.
Coach, so the big news today were the guys returning. One guy that was not eligible to return was one of the leaders from last year. That is Skylar Mays. How do you go about replacing him, and maybe even from a leadership standpoint, and less even on the court?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. We were Skylar's just tremendous, and he's gonna get drafted and have a great long NBA career. I don't have any doubts about that. And it's gonna be a big void. He was steady for us, and he did a lot of things for us down the stretch in games, and made things easier for us. But I'm excited that we've got some veterans back. We've got two juniors and Javonte and Darius who have played a ton. You've got a kid, Trendon, who's a sophomore, who played, over 30 minutes a game and who've been through it. You got Manning back, so you got Andre Hyatt. We've got a lot of talented veteran guys to blend with some of these newcomers, and I think, we're gonna approach things a little bit differently. I've restructured our program this offseason. We're going to have a leadership council. We're going to do it. We've kind of had one leader each of the first couple of years. We're going to do it in a group of 2 or 3 and have our team divided out into units. We're going to do some different stuff to develop a little bit better rhythm, a little bit better chemistry, and I think it's going to really help our team. I'm excited about it. We're going to start rolling it all out here next week or two now that we've got everybody here, and I think it's going to be really good for our leadership and just for our team and program in general.
Talking to LSU head basketball coach Will Wade here on Off the Bench. And, Coach, last year there's some stories came out about Joe Brady on the football team, and on Wednesday he'd watch all the NFL touchdown cut-ups, right? Try to see if there's any concepts there that he could take. The NBA bubble is in full swing right now. I know you're always busy, but do you find time? Do you watch any NBA at all?
Yeah, I watch some the NBA for sure, and we try to steal from them as much as we can. But really, the rules are very different with the NBA. So I actually spend a lot of time watching clips, and Tyrone, our video coordinator, and I, we text back and forth. I watch a lot of EuroLeague stuff. You can get all that off Synergy because the 3-point line's the same, spacing's a little bit the same. And so, we watch a lot of different EuroLeague coaches, different. I mean, now the Spurs are running stuff that the EuroLeague, a lot of the NBA teams in EuroLeague are running some of the same stuff. But the spacing and the basketball is a little bit closer to what we do. Some of the NBA stuff, it looks good in the NBA, but, we don't have defensive 3 seconds, so there's going to be help side. There's going to be help side defense there in college, and so that looks great, but that's not going to be a dunk. That's going to be a charge in college. But we watch some stuff. Slovenia, there's some guys there that run some really good action. There's some teams in Italy that run really, really good stuff out of Hornsets, which is something that we've run a lot of, and so just try to borrow from those guys. Valencia, a team we played in Spain, their pro team runs a lot of really good stuff, and there's a team in Bamberg in Germany that runs good stuff.
Oh, oof. We 0 for 2 on head coaches today on their cell phones.
It's been rough, but I gotta love that answer just because, like,
get him back real quick though.
You
want
to talk about a coach leaving no stone unturned.
I knew he was going to dive into that.
Will Wade watching Slovenian Pro League basketball, and Italian Pro League basketball to try to gain an edge and try to gain some scheme insight. That is awesome, Coach.
Sorry, I lost you guys. I don't know what happened. I was talking about Bamberg, Germany. we got disconnected. So anyway, the long story short is a lot of the stuff from over there translates a little bit better. So yes, I watch the NBA, but I pay a lot more attention to the EuroLeague stuff.
How do you feel? How do you feel in the status of Brian Penn Johnson and Sharif's transfer waiver?
Oh, I'd say we're in very. I feel I'm extremely, extremely, extremely confident. I think. I think I don't see any way we don't have Brian Penn Johnson for game one, and I think it's highly, highly, highly likely that we have Sharif as well.
Boot up. You talked about installing a new defense this offseason with the schedule being kind of out of whack. When does installation begin on that?
Not soon enough, right?
Yeah, I bet.
No, we've just been doing a lot of individual skill work, a lot of offensive work. Right now, we haven't been able to get the whole team together. Like I said, we want everybody to go through the draft process and have that process. And so, we'll get to work on that here in the next couple weeks. It's actually a little bit simpler to put in than it looks. When we play it, it looks a lot more difficult. But, we'll put it in and get going, and we'll start building it up here in the next couple weeks.
Good to speak with you, Coach. Congratulations on yesterday's success, and best of luck on the upcoming season. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a great day.
Always. There he is. Will Wade, boot up. Close out hour 2 next.